enforcement agents, he allegedly sped away. His vehicle was later discovered abandoned near a wooded area. Roberts was taken into custody after Iowa State Patrol assisted in locating him. He had a gun. Let's see, Des Moines School Board Chair Jackie Norris in the statement. Pursuant to the board-approved DMPS leadership succession plan, Matt Smith, Associate Superintendent, will immediately step into the role. Our priority is to provide a safe and secure and outstanding education for all students, blah, blah, blah. Oh boy, this guy who's been here for 26 years got hired to work in our government job, and then when he was approached by ICE, he fled armed. This guy should be allowed to stay in our country? Nope. No way.
Send it back to South America.
I think it also speaks to a lack of verification for people who actually win elections. Like, we don't do much vetting at all with people who win elections. We don't do mental health vetting, actual health vetting. Like, there's not much being checked for these people who win these elections. Like, that's why you have a lot of people who are mentally unstable in Congress right now. Like, why are we not checking more stuff? Like, even for me, like, I'm running in for Congress, and I'm like, I was waiting for somebody to come in, like, you know, ask me questions and say, like, hey, here's this thing you got to fill. No, there is nothing. Anybody can run for Congress.
What do you think they should ask, or how do you think they should?
I think that your mental health should be assessed. Like, for my husband, he's an officer. His mental health has to be assessed by multiple stages of that, because he's going to be trusted to have a weapon and to go, apply the law. Like, for Congress, they're writing legislation. You know, like, we need to know, are you actually competent? And why don't we know that?
Communist Control Act, too. We should reinstate that.
What about if people have a medical marijuana card?
You said if you have one?
If someone ran for office and won an election, but they have a medical
What do you have it for? I mean, and
mental health.
So 20 years until retirement. At this rate, it's probably going to be more like 40. Okay, no, way too long. Let's see how much you're spending. Download an app called Rocket Money. Oh, wow. I've got 3 DoorDash accounts. I totally forgot to cancel those. You know you can cancel those right in the app? Rocket Money has a clear dashboard that shows you all your income and expenses, helping you stay in control of your goals. It also shows you a list of all your subscriptions and how much you're paying, all in one place. Is this the best budgeting app? Yes. And it's called Rocket Money.
what? Ask them for what?
The doctor actually asks you that question when you get the medical marijuana card. Why are you back pain? No, man. I mean, no, man. It's stress. The medical marijuana card is not to better my mental health. It's to worsen it.
I mean, I'm not gonna speak on that one. I just want to know that people aren't, like you said. I don't want you. There's some mental health concerns that probably don't make you viable to write legislation, and that's okay. I think that's okay.
We're starting the game, okay?
Oh, I brought up weed because, like, red flag laws, things where they're like, hey, in the past you did this thing, you know.
What's up, everybody? We're going to be playing Jesus,
is when they say,
Tale of the Dreadful Bio Monster on the Famicom.
Right. Okay. So something similar, like, we've determined you are a threat to this or that, so you can no longer run for office. Kind of something like that. What is that at? Yeah. That just the way, if you're saying.
I'll be more so going for basic stuff, like probably be a U.S. born citizen. I think that's a real simple benchmark. Be a U.S. born citizen. I think, because right now seeing Ilhan Omar literally go to bat for Somalia.
We're all going to be watching together and playing together.
Blows my mind.
Yeah.
I think that you should be a U.S. born citizen to be in Congress.
Well, this is the heritage American argument that the leftists call white supremacy.
Yeah, no.
When you actually talk to these guys, like Tucker Carlson was asked about, this is hilarious. He was in Australia, and they said the white supremacist great replacement theory, and he's like, and then they said, well, you've argued that white people are being replaced, and he was like, no, I didn't. He was like, I said that Americans are being replaced because the interests of black Americans are the same as the interests of white Americans, and they're being replaced by immigrants. I also love when he was throwing Fox, and he says, because black people, I don't have a problem with black people, I have a problem with white liberal women. And like, just comes out and say it. I gotta say, Christian, I fully believe with the hypothesis you're stating that the popularity contest of voting and getting it office isn't good enough. Just you can, whoever's popular.
It's actually a money contest. It's not even about popularity. I'm more popular than Johnny Jackson right now. I'm way more popular than Johnny Jackson. He has more money than me.
What's he using it for?
He's using it for Ubers. But his last financial report had like 15K in Ubers.
Oh, so he's able to travel around.
Yeah, like most of his campaign money goes to Ubers and dinner.
Are you allowed to make? I guess technically you could make a campaign commercial that seems to be like pro a candidate, but it's actually not. So it's like you have it, you make an ad commercial and you do this. I think you do this thing where this commercial, and then it's like he's just like a villain with twirling his mustache, but like I'm going to destroy all eggs.
That would be awesome. I did one like that last year, and I was like, you know what? I love going to my car and not knowing who's gonna be there in the morning.
You're like, man, that kind of exciting.
Yeah, and like
Can't get anywhere.
I love
on a roller
being
coaster,
paid and
right?
figuring how much of my check I'm gonna be able to keep. Like how much is Chris gonna let me keep this week? Because I don't want to have enough to pay my bills. Like I'm just, and then people like were cracking up and they're like, yeah, this is like actually how we're living, and it's like, yeah, this is how we're living.
I felt like the rich people that you said is money can get politics is that they use that money to buy popularity.
Yeah, or to make it
It's-
up there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to do, but possible, and it's very expensive. But that's basically politics.
Commercial.
Because most people at the highest level of politics, if they actually had the charisma, they wouldn't need to get into politics to get a seat in office. So then what ends up happening is the people who actually want to get in to do the right thing aren't.
What's up, chat? Like the stream? I'm getting a new arcade, by the way.
Right now, like literally, I cannot watch a single YouTube video without his ad.
Yeah.
Like this man has to be dumping money. I can't avoid the ads. I
No
can't.
one says.
But he has the first spot on every video. And he's like, yeah, my name has 26, my last name has 26 letters. And if yours does, I
Money.
and you're blind. Yeah, I was like, what?
Qualified.
We're getting this standard.
I get along with Bernie Sanders when he says get money out of politics, although it's a little
does that mean?
hyperbolic, exactly. Like it's so
Yeah,
undefined. Because me talking right now is worth $1,200 an hour. I mean, this amount of publicity at least.
You can't do it because let's say there was a local race in town and it was Ian versus this local pastor who's lived in town for his whole life. Just like being on this show, no one's gonna hear who that guy is and you can't afford it, and you're not spending any money to be here
Because you use
money to be here.
people would use the money to buy a seat on the show. So it's like, we don't make money out of politics, but you can still make a YouTube video and have 1 million subscribers.
I'll be honest, we don't allow people to pay to come on the show, but there are a lot of shows that do. And
Yeah,
they are. I'm gonna call them out.
Sure, yeah. Booking
We
agents.
need to bring back earned media, and that's one thing I think has really been great about my campaign is that all of the placements I've gotten have been earned. They've been earned because I was, I said something aligned to people. Like I haven't paid for any of the, spots that I've had, any of my accounts that have grown. It's been because people resonated with what I said. So I think that for a lot of these politicians, if you go look at all of Jonathan Jackson's pages, mine dwarfs, and it's because I'm relatable to the people in congressional district 1, but also Illinois. Like Illinoisans understand my story. He hasn't had any real struggles that are relatable to Illinoisans. The struggle of being a nepo, like, okay, that's tough, I guess. Just living in your dad's, shadow, but it's like he's just not a relatable leader for Illinois, and that's why he really does need to kind of relinquish the position and be voted out because Illinois is in dire need of true politicians who will actually do the work of writing relevant legislation.
This democratization of media narrative with internet video is great for politics in a way, but at the same time, there's still the popularity contest where the most beautiful click button person will get without any substance. Is possible still. I don't know how to, like you're saying, like,
That's human nature, so you can't get human nature out of it, though.
and beauty helps a politician.
Yeah.
When they're in office, they'll do diplomacy overseas and things like that.
But charisma is also important for politicians. So I think that, trying to get rid of charisma is not really the goal because at the end of the day, if you're trying to get legislation pushed through that helps your state, you have to be able to implore people and get them on your side to actually vote for your bill. Right now, if you go look at a lot of legislators, like from your own state or wherever y'all live, most of them are not getting any real legislation pushed through. They're literally writing like 50 bills and like they're never getting voted on. Like go look at what the stage where most of these bills are stuck at. They're literally stuck at the beginning stage, never even got put in the floor to talk about it.
Because there's no one to speak about the bill to the populace. There's no one
So
for
like,
charismatic.
like Congress isn't even talking about the bill. That's how bad it is. Like they'll write a bill and then Congress isn't even talking about it. It's getting thrown in the trash can.
That's what Congress wants, though.
And
The less they have to do, the happier they are. Because if you actually vote on something, then you're going to be held to account by your constituents. If you don't do anything, then you can be like, well, it was them darn Republicans. Well, it was them darn Democrats. You couldn't do it. And it was the Democrats being obstructionist, the Republicans being obstructionist. So the incentive is to not do anything except for the very benign, simple things. It's true, man. That's why you see That's why there's always an omnibus bill. That's why we always have such an
Such
issue.
a rush work.
Yeah, you know, and look, I mean, look, next week there's the issue with whether or not there's going to be a shutdown. Democrats are going to try to blame Donald Trump, and the Republicans are saying, well, you know, if the Republicans would just sit down and talk to us, just sit down and talk to us, the Republicans are like,
We're not getting the health care.
we're not giving you health care for illegals, just pass the clean CR. That's all they're going to say. Pass the clean CR. Pass the clean CR. Just pass a clean CR without anything. We're not giving you any kind of funding for illegal health care. That's what
Oh fuck! I don't want to play this shit again.
try and blame it on each other. You're like, oh, you know, it's their fault. Well, you know, it's their fault. And really, at the end of the day, they're happy if they don't have to put their name on it.
Think the fanny pack is gonna help you open the doors? Think again. You need the new 340 GSM military-grade bearskin hoodie to get comfortable in the wild. It's the ultimate 10-pocket tactical hoodie that blocks wind, repels rain, and regulates heat for incredible comfort wherever you are. It's the only winter hoodie that's built for working, fishing, hunting, camping, or conquering foreign lands. Thousands of men around the world already are wearing the bearskin hoodie instead of their regular hoodie.
I guess somehow combine the popularity contest of politics. I am concerned with people developing reasons why you can't do it if you're an American citizen. Like a stupidity test is like, you know, for 200 years we haven't allowed it.
Intellect has to be. I don't know. I'm not as much like
Well, then, yeah, universal suffrage. I'm not a big fan of who gets to write the stupidity test. That's the problem.
That's fair. And the whole test they would do are like trick questions, but I believe there should be some kind of barrier for voting.
Yeah. For voting, that's what they've been running. Okay, for voting,
I don't know. I followed all the tests and and that was a lot of evaluation stuff, you know, to be an officer. Like, people on the Capitol Hill, like, they need to check these people. Like, I don't think
Could you imagine if like AOC was unable to get there? Like she won the election, but then they were like, you failed the test.
God, it'd be fun. No, I mean, like, don't even waste the time on running because then people lost their candidate. Like, you know, I don't know. Like, I think that it's a huge privilege to be able to go and represent a whole district. It's 770,000 people in my district. If I can't even comprehend their concerns, how could I ever represent 770,000 people if I can't comprehend what their concerns are and then what other tools I can use to fix their concerns?
Well, how did Jeff McCarthy do it?
She's not doing it. She hasn't passed any legislation.
That's the point.
She hasn't had a single concern.
She can't comprehend what the constituents are.
No, and she doesn't even like her constituents. She said multiple times that she doesn't think Texas should mean anything. She hates Texas.
Where's she from?
From St. Louis. She's not from Texas.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
How long has she lived in Texas?
Just long enough to
She
get a
moved here
job.
right before, yeah.
Well, I think you should have to live in your state for at least 5 years before you run for state
I'm not
office.
opposed to that.
At least 5 years.
Because, I mean, like, for me, I'm like, I actually wouldn't met the 5 years because I was in Texas before this. I'm born and raised in Illinois. I've lived my entire life, 35, in Illinois with the exception of 4 years. So it's like, I understand what's happening in Southern Illinois, which is why I get what's happening in the southern portion of my district, because the Will County and DPP County area is just like where I grew up. You know, it's rural, it's slower paced, you know, it's farming, and it's working class people who just need for life to be a little bit more predictable because their income is predictable. They get the same check every 2 weeks. They can afford for prices to just be skyrocketing. And then you have the city life, so it's like, I mean, yeah, you should have to live in your state. It's really good.
Maybe. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you all there. Folks, I've seen a thing or two. But these prescription prices, ain't that right, Mr. Good old Rex makes saving time and money easier than splitting biscuits. People's looking around at big folks' riches on the top. Meantime, there was still no compromise
compromise between Democrats and Republicans on how to avoid a government shutdown. The president is accusing Democrats of making unreasonable demands. One of the sticking points for Democrats is a renewal of Obamacare subsidies. They expire at the end of the year.
Tens of millions of Americans are going to get notices indicating that premiums, co-pays, and deductibles are increasing dramatically because of the Republican refusal to extend the tax credits connected to the Affordable Care Act.
And the White House Budget Office issued a memo to federal agencies directing them to prepare for reduction in force plans should there be a lapse in appropriations.
Maddie Rivera on the North Lawn at the White House. Maddie, thank you. As the potential government shutdown looms, senior congressional correspondent Chad Bergen explains how it might all work and what exactly the consequences could be. The deadline is 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time Tuesday night. If there's no deal, the lights go off October 1st. The Trump administration could furlough millions of federal workers. That's because agencies lack direction from Congress on how to spend money. National parks and Smithsonian museums closed. Passport applications are suspended. Yet many other federal employees are deemed essential. That includes the military and those who work in national security and intelligence. Air traffic controllers remain on the job. Food safety inspections continue. However, those federal workers still heading into the office don't get paid until the shutdown ceases. The Postal Service continues to deliver the mail. Government will still cut Social Security checks. Congress meets and lawmakers never miss a paycheck. That's because the Constitution's 27th Amendment prohibits an immediate, quote, varying in compensation for members. At the Capitol, each lawmaker decides who on their staff is essential. Capitol tours are suspended. Congressional restaurants and barbershops shuttered, and the trash often stacks up. That's because there's no garbage collection. A walkout by some air traffic controllers at LaGuardia Airport in New York ended the record 35-day government shutdown in 2018-2019. And a violent high-speed chase and shooting involving the Capitol Police sobered up the sides to end a 16-day shutdown in 2013. And one more.
What's my favorite thing about the fall season? I would probably say the warmth. I love the colors of the more layers on my body.
Oh, really? Man, I am not getting tired of this. I'm not gonna lie. Mr. President, you're gonna get tired of winning. I know. I'm not tired of winning. Mr. President's right about a lot of things. He's wrong about that one. So, Mr. President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, thank you for your attention to this matter, has decided to label Antifa as a designated terrorist organization. It's very funny. Europe is kind of collapsing over Antifa. I'm going to be looking at that a little bit today. Italy, France, England are being absolutely obliterated by Antifa. America is no longer being obliterated by Antifa. Hassan Piker is scared of going to jail, which is definitely supporting Hassan Piker going to jail here because he's a terrorist supporter. Maybe a terrorist. Call him a terrorist, bro. Dude, he's part of Antifa, admitted so, and Trump is designating him as a Trump has designated Hassan Piker as a terrorist, okay? This is truly the timeline of all times. You are not ready for what you're about to witness because actual Antifa arrests have finally started. They're arresting these mofos, pulling them off the street. All right, let's proceed the executive order in beautiful.
Historic and significant day. This is the first time in
hand to the ball, Jew.
American history that there is an all-government effort to dismantle left-wing terrorism, to dismantle Antifa, to dismantle the organizations that have been carrying out these acts of political violence and terrorism. What we have seen, if you look at whether it be going back to the riots that started with Black Lives Matter and all the way through to the Antifa riots, the attacks on ICE officers, the doxing campaigns, and now the political assassinations, these are not lone, isolated events. This is part of an organized campaign of radical left terrorism. It is structured, it is sophisticated, it is well funded, it is well planned. There is really no parallel like this to anything else in the country right now.
He's right.
There is an entire system.
It is a funded terrorist wing. Now let's make this understand. Let's make this very clear. Antifa is the militant wing of the leftists. The media is the propaganda wing of the leftists. The sooner we wake up and realize this shit is happening, the sooner we can deal with it. Because everyone likes covering their eyes and being la 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 la, nothing is happening, everything is fine, we're all in peace, there's just a couple of random guys, both sides are violent. We have to immediately end this shit.
Of feeder organizations that provide money, resources,
Drone
weapons, and when they're attacking federal buildings, or they're isolating public officials for harassment, doxing, intimidation, and ultimately attempted assassination. It is all carefully planned, executed, and thought through. It is terrorism on our soil. Because of this executive order, Cash and Pam are going to have the tools they need, working with Scott, to take these organizations.
The problem is Cash and Pam have not exactly been super fucking effective at like things in general, but like I'm supporting it, man. Let's fucking go.
Apart piece by piece, and the central hub of that effort is going to be the Joint Terrorism Task Force, or JTTF, which sits inside the Federal Bureau of Investigation. But for those at home who are worried about terrorism in this country, they need to understand, because of President Trump's strength,
That's right.
his vision, of his leadership, we are now going to use the entire force of the federal government to uproot these organizations.
We will be breaking our foot up on their asses. We will deport the violent left and jail Antifa. They're going away. It's over. So I am anti-fatigue. For real. So anyway, Trump administration announced their plan to dismantle Antifa. This is from Tommy Robinson. He is a British patriot. Now, to be clear, Europe is kind of dying under the weight of Antifa. Antifa is for those of you that are unaware, I am going to tell you something that's going to shake you to your core, because most people don't want to acknowledge this. Antifa is the far left, unholy alliance between woke retards and Islamist extremists. Their collective goal is the destruction of Western civilization. Okay? I'm laying it all out because that's what we're up against and no one actually wants to say it. But that is literally what it's all about. That's the alliance, right? You think, how is it possible that the gay, woke, transgender libtards are allying up with the people that literally execute gay people? How does that work? Well, the answer is pretty simple. They have an aligned goal. They want to wipe out the West. That's what we're on. The fucking, radical Islamist
already
communist
fucking
alliance,
did.
they're fucking here. They're here to kill us, and we have to recognize that is the reality. They will celebrate when we die. Europe is currently dying, but hopefully the U.S. will start this lead, and Europe will follow. Anyway, this is the breaking news. This is amazing, by the way. Actual Antifa arrest. Yeah, that's right. All these terrorists. W. Not playing this game anymore. We're not fucking around. We're not playing the game. Y'all fucked around for years. All right, you destroyed our countries. You were like, it's our right to protest. You're part of a terrorist organization now. You don't have the right to be part of a terrorist organization. I'm sorry. But what about freedom of speech? Yeah, freedom of speech is burning cities down for some reason. All right, mostly peaceful protests. Nah, dude. We've been fighting this shit for decades, and it's over. It's literally over. We have no patience. Freedom of speech doesn't work if you're part of a terrorist organization. It's like saying, I'm a mostly peaceful member of Hamas. It doesn't matter. You're a member of Hamas, we're gonna fucking kill you. That's what we're at, man. That's where we at. That's where we're literally at. And we're finally here, man. That's it. I don't care if she's a fat kid. Jail. They're terrorists. Put them away. Nothing just harass them and they're taking them away. But he wasn't violent. It doesn't matter. You're part of a terrorist organization. You are inherently considered violent. We have the right to arrest you. I'm sorry. That's where we're at. I don't give a shit what you call it. Dipshit, as future President JD Just Dance Vance 48 says. Don't care what you call it. They're like, no, how can you arrest me? It's my right to protest. You don't have the right to be part of a terrorist organization, motherfucker. Shit's changed. Oh, no, sorry. Must suck to be you. Anyway, breaking news. First ever Antifa domestic terror arrests in U.S. history. Oh my God, finally. Dude, finally, man. Oh my Lord. Oh, yeah. Several Antifa members were arrested and criminally charged after surrounding a nice building in Eugene, Oregon, causing terror for employees. I'm so glad we're finally phrasing it this way. This marks the first time Antifa members have been charged as domestic terrorists following Trump's order designating the group a terrorist organization. This move signals a major shift in law enforcement's response to Antifa's recruitment, radicalization, violent activities. We had enough. An Antifa guy killed Charlie Kirk. An Antifa guy shot at ICE agents yesterday. We had enough. We're over. It's done. Literally, fuck you. I don't give a shit what you call it. Yep, that's it. That's what we do to terrorists now. These memes have been absolutely everywhere, and they've been, let's just say, diabolical, to say the least, right? Diabolical. Now, I know people are going to call me racist for this, but I have reached the point that I don't give a shit what you call it, dipshit. To quote JD Just Dance Vance 48. Anyway, so this is the leftist Antifa retard that shot at ICE agents. Yeah, so anyway, the obvious story here is Antifa retard Flaggett went onto a roof to shoot at ICE agents, missed all of his shots, and accidentally shot 3 illegal immigrants. And then, presumably because he felt bad that he killed 3 illegals and missed all the ICE agents, he then killed himself. This happened this week. This literally happened this week. Retard of the Millennium Award. Holy shit. So anyway, like, obviously, I'm like, it's really sad that these people were killed by a leftoid retard, but like, holy fuck. Holy shit, man. This is like some... Or missed all of his shots and accidentally... Yeah, so anyway, the obvious story here is Antifa retard Flaggett went onto a roof to shoot at ICE agents, missed all of his shots, and accidentally shot 3 illegal immigrants. And then, presumably because he felt bad that he killed 3 illegals and missed all the ICE agents, he then killed himself. This happened this week. This literally happened this week. Retard of the Millennium Award. Holy shit. So anyway, like, obviously, I'm like, it's really sad that these people were killed by a leftoid retard, but like, holy fuck. Holy shit, man. This is like some morbid ass divine cinema. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's insane. Bro missed and then killed himself. Skill issue, I guess. Whatever. Fuck you. Bro, anyway, we're so done with the Antifa shit. So this is Antifa protests. And to be clear, look at these numbers. This is a terrorist organization. No borders, no walls. Listen. No USA at all. If this isn't the chant of a terrorist organization, I don't know, man. I don't know, brother. What are we doing? Yeah, so that's a terrorist organization. Look at all these unrestrained terrorists. We gotta start wisening up and actually fucking getting rid of these guys. Like, I'm sorry, we do. If they're terrorists, we gotta treat them as such. So Terrence Williams made this tweet. It's pretty crazy. Before Obama's presidency, the following didn't exist. There was no ISIS. There was no Muslim caliphate. There was no Black Lives Matter. There was no Antifa. There was no war on police. All of that chaos started under his watch. He didn't stop it. He started it. Obama is the real divider-in-chief, and America is still paying the price. Barack Obama was the biggest mistake America's ever made because his goal was never to build America up. His goal was to destroy it. You mean to tell me that Barack Hussein Obama didn't like Western values? And the saddest part, so many people couldn't see how corrupt he truly was because they were too busy worshiping him simply because of his skin color. Said by Terrence A. Williams, for the record, before you call him a racist. But that's where we're at. That's where we're at. And people are finally waking up. So obviously, the leftoid response to Antifa is amazing. To Antifa being designated as a terrorist is amazing. How Redditors feel after saying, what do you mean? Antifa is an organization. But yes. Checkmate. Checkmate, conservatives. Antifa's not an organization, actually. Checkmate. So anyway, the irony is, this is literally the Hassan line. Anti-fascism is an action, not an organization. This is Hassan Piker, currently in the midst of shitting himself because he's going to be going to jail as a terrorist soon. Dude, I just wanted him to go to jail for being a communist and supporting and inciting violence. Go to jail for being a terrorist? Oh, I hear Guantanamo Bay's weather is beautiful this time of year. I will tell my Jewish friends that control the fucking weather to make sure shit sucks over there. This is precisely the reason why this fascist administration will go after anyone expressing discontent with fascist policies, yada yada. No one cares what you have to say anymore, Hassan. Unfortunately, you're a terrorist. So shit sucks, I guess. Like, man, if you are a part of Antifa, you're a terrorist. That's where we're at. So anyway, Hassan says, anti-fascism is an action, not an organization. So this is the gay, libtard, retard argument. Everyone's like, but what do you mean? How do you label Antifa as a terrorist organization? Antifa is an action. It's an action of anti-fascism, not an actual organization. Bro, this is retarded. I am actually part of the good guys team, and you're the bad guys team. Anyone that goes against the good guys team are a bad guys team. And therefore, if you're against the good guys team, that must mean that you're a bad guy. These people are actually fucking retarded. It's insane. So, anti-fascist in action on organization, but don't worry, because Hassan is even more scared. This is absolute cinema. Hassan made this tweet. I think it's perfect. It exemplifies everything. Everything so glorious. Trump talking about anti-fascism being a terror designation. He didn't say that. He said Antifa, the organization. But you are aligning right-wing sack of shit communist subversive violence inciter. So obviously this is what you are going to say. You're going to make believe this is what Trump said, but it's not, because you're obviously full of shit. You know it, and you're going to go to jail. Being a terrorist designation right in front of the Iwo Jima statue that depicts American military engaging in anti-fascist action against the fascist imperialist Japan in World War II. A perfect demonstration of how your thing is. So Hassan definitely, absolutely
I like this game.
did this. He pulled up his, he sat there, checkmate conservatards, pushes up glasses, and then he hits them with this. You're literally in front of the Iwo Jima statue that depicts America against fascism. Hassan, are you saying you support America bombing Japan? Because I don't want to be rude here. Did you know that 5 times the amount of civilian casualties died in Japan in one day?
I'm gonna give you this designer bag if you can prove to me that you know your finances.
Well, let's do it.
How many subscriptions do you have?
Probably just Netflix and Spotify.
All right, it's saying you have 13 subscriptions, which is costing you around $270 a month.
What? The app do all of this?
It shows you all your expenses in one place, and it can even help you create a budget, which I think you need.
Coming from me, but okay.
Don't worry about those 13 subscriptions you didn't know you had. You can cancel the ones you don't want right through the app, and it can even help you try and get a refund.
How's it going, everybody? It's your boy. No fucking ads, dude.
5 times the amount of civilians that died in Gaza over the last 2 years? You aware of that, Hassan? But you support bombing Japan now just because they're fascist? Wait, hold up. Is that really what you're saying? You're supporting the murder of 300,000 children in Japan? That's pretty crazy, especially assuming you're probably aware that Hamas is a fascist regime, right? You're not aware of that? Oh, you don't know about that, Hassan. You're not aware that Hamas is literally the elected government of Gaza in 2005, and since then they consolidated power, and literally anyone that ever spoke out against them were murdered. You want to see a video? This is a video published literally yesterday. This is breaking news of Hamas torturing and executing Palestinians in Gaza once again. You want to see this video? And also, of course, these are going to be considered casualties by Israel, right? This goes on to the Israel thing. There are no elections anymore in Gaza. There haven't been in 20 years because Hamas took over. They're a terrorist organization. So if you support bombing fascists, like you claim you do, then why are you so mad at Gaza, right? Fuck Palestine. Am I right? Am I right, Hassan? So anyway, Hassan obviously is talking through his ass. Like, he could never be morally consistent, ever. Literally ever. There is zero moral consistency for this snake of a motherfucker. Ever. So, realistically, they did not engage in anti-fascist action when they fought Japan. They attacked Japan not because Japan was fascist. They attacked Japan because Japan attacked us first. Okay? Now, wake the frick up, man. How could you possibly compare Antifa, like taking out Antifa, to this shit? Alright? Literally, fuck you. Fuck your logic. You're completely retarded. He's obviously scared. He's shitting himself. And I don't blame him. This is a video of his very own live stream. Hassan Piker, a pro-Antifa communist streamer, blocking traffic on the 101 freeway, which is, by the way, a felony crime. Surely he'll be banned, arrested, and thrown into solitary like the Jan 6ers, right? Surely this will happen. I mean, this is literally him partaking in an Antifa riot. So this is going to be glorious. We're living in the best of times. We're living in the best of times. We're actually freaking here. It's beautiful. So anyway, Donald Trump, President of the United States, orange man extraordinaire, really an extraordinary orange fellow, he decided to cook. All right? He gave a speech at Charlie Kirk's memorial. And this is what he had to say about influencers inciting violence. So why don't we take a look at Hassan Piker's reaction when he says this?
And then he just will add on, Charlie loved it when I did this stuff over and over again.
Influencers and others in our society greeted his assassination with sick approval, excuses, or even jubilation. You've heard that. So have I. Couldn't believe it.
He's coming
Some of the very same people who spent the last 8 years trying to sit in moral judgment of anyone who disagreed with them about politics suddenly started cheering for a murder. Incredible. You know the names. They're major losers, by the way.
Major losers!
That will be in a short period of time. Some of the very people who call you a hater for using the wrong pronoun were filled with glee at the killing of a father with two beautiful young children. And the same commentators who this week are screaming racism over a canceled late-night TV show where the anchor had no talent and no ratings, implying that Charlie Kirk deserved what happened to him. No side in American politics has a monopoly on disturbed or misguided people.
God.
But there's one part of the political community which believes they have a monopoly on truth, goodness, and virtue, and concludes they have also a monopoly on power, thought, and speech.
Mr. President,
That's not happening anymore. We've turned that corner very quickly. Tragically, atrocities of this kind, and the kind that we saw in Utah, of all places, are the eventual consequence of that kind of thinking.
Yeah, put on the MAGA hat. Put on the MAGA hat. Shit's not gonna save you, Hassan. Shit's not gonna save you, fucking commie, Antifa terrorist. Oopsie, oopsie. Bro fucking obliterated his pants. He fucking genocided his underwear when he heard Trump say that. He genocided that shit immediately. Oh my god. He genocided his underwear. So anyway, I made this tweet because this is the ultimate response, in my opinion, to every time Hassan Piker's like, anti-fascism is an action, it's not an organization. So this is the ultimate response. Definitely follow me on Twitter if you want to see someone hilarious. Hey guys, I'm thinking of starting a movement called Kill the Hitlers, where we go out and kill Hitlers. Anyone that I don't like is considered a Hitler. Anyone that I disagree with is considered a Hitler. What do you mean this is terrorism? Oopsie poopsie. I guess that makes you Hitler. Can you hear the screaming? Can you hear the screaming? This is what Hassan is saying. But anti-fascism is an action. Well, let me introduce you to the reality. Let me introduce you to the reality of the situation. Your grandfather was Antifa, by the way, because they fought against the fascists. Indeed, he was Antifa until the day he died. Sorry, Hassan Becker, you are literally fucking good. I am Antifa, short for anti-faggot. Sorry, Hassan. Sorry, hate to be that guy. Anyway, your coach. Your coach. Now, this is really interesting. Because this is something else that's being looked into a lot. This was the exact moment the LA riots ended. The moment the FBI and the IRS announced that they are investigating whoever is funding the riots stopped. Weird how that works. So look at how insane this is.
Hello, I'm Bill Asaley, United States Attorney for the Central District of California.
And I'm Akil Davis, the Assistant Director in charge of the FBI's Los Angeles Field Office.
And I'm Tyler Hatcher, the Special Agent in charge of IRS Criminal Investigation here in Los Angeles.
The right to assemble and protest peacefully is protected by law. Unfortunately, we've seen individuals whose intentions are to cause damage and to assault law enforcement.
Yes, sir.
For example, last week we arrested an individual who is charged with conspiracy to commit and aiding and abetting civil disorders. These violent agitators put peaceful demonstrators at risk.
The FBI and our fellow partners will continue to investigate individuals and organizations who are knowingly funding and committing acts of violence against law enforcement, as well as the destruction of property.
We are currently tracing money to determine who is providing funding for these riots.
That's all that needed to be said. We are currently tracing money to see who is funding it. Soros! Anyway, no one knows. No one knows if George Soros is involved. He is involved. No one knows if he's involved, though, but he is. So anyway, the moment they said that, the LA riots ended because it's being funded. If anti-fascism is just an ideology, then why is there fucking funding? Why is there a flag? Why are there chants? Why are there organized riots? Sorry, bro. No one's buying this shit. So Freedom Tunes made this video, How to Catch Antifa.
This is what Ivy universities you can get into with a 3.6 GPA.
90% of students with a 4.0 plus GPAs get rejected from universities like Harvard, Stanford, and other top 10 universities. Your child needs...
All right, they finally declared Antifa a terror group. Let's set up a sting. Antifa meetup. Let's dismantle the fascist government. Tonight at 6 p.m., 1047 West Arroyo Lane in basement. Boom.
No one's gonna fall for that, kid. I told you it was too obvious.
Okay. BLM meetup. If you don't show up for this, don't call yourself an ally, racist. Tonight at 6 p.m., 1047 West Arroyo Lane in basement.
That'll do it. No, it won't.
Dang it!
I told you.
What am I doing wrong?
Only one way to get these guys out of here.
Oh, the entire movement is here. That's right. What did you post?
I've got my tricks.
13-year-old boy confused about sexuality seeking advice. Oh, no. This this is not satire, by the way. This is the thing. That's where we're at. That's where we're at, man. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy to be an anti-fascist today. All right, listen. I am supporting the current thing. The current thing must be supported. Now, Antifa and Muslims are rioting in Italy because Italy refuses to recognize Palestine as a state. Now again, this is Antifa. This is the Antifa Alliance. This is Italy. Yesterday. And again, for some reason, Europe refuses to look at, Antifa and label them as a terrorist organization. They refuse. So now, we fully understand why, like, a lot of nations, like, for example, the UK or France or Canada, have completely and utterly buckled to these thugs, retards, and, ironically, fascists, completely fucking buckled to them. That's why they literally said that they want a Palestine state. They acknowledge the Palestine state, even though 90% of Britain was against that decision. Over 70% of France was against that decision. Yet both Britain and France, both England and France, decided that they were going to talk and recognize a Palestinian state. Do you know why? Because they are appealing to terrorists. Same with Australia, same with Canada. These guys are fucking retarded. And they are absolutely cucked to the gills by Antifa, by the quote-unquote anti-fascist, unholy alliance of radical Islamists and communists. And they have completely capitulated to this shit. Absolutely capitulated to this shit. So that's where we're at. This is literally a fight for the future of Western civilization. Antifa is just the branding that the leftist radicals decided to actually, join up. I'm telling you, this isn't terrorism. And again, the crazy thing is, Antifa is not about anti-fascism. It's anti-Western values. It's anti-biblical values. It is anti-Christian nations. It's anti-Jewish nations. It is purely anti-basic biblical values. That is what Antifa is. And do you know how I know? Because they're allying up with radical Islamist nations that are literally fascist. Like, they're literally fascist. They're an actual tyrannical regimes that force people to completely capitulate to their whims, their religion, and none of that matters. And these people will ally with those guys because, well, at least they're anti-West. And ultimately, that's the goal. This is the forces of Satan at work in real time. So I'm really happy this happened. So this was Italy. Don't worry, it's not just Italy. Excuse me, FBI. I'd like to report an Antifa domestic terrorist who needs to be immediately arrested and deported. His name is Hassan right here. Excuse me, FBI. Excuse me, FBI. We gotta look into this guy. Notice how he has an Antifa book behind him and he wears an Antifa shirt. All right, FBI, can we please get someone on this please? Can we please jail the fake Gitmo his ass? He's a terrorist, please. Enhance, he's a terrorist. He's even saying terrorist threats, FBI.
I'm sick and tired of it. Lefters, liberals, you need to be fucking showing your opponent's guts on there, okay? You need to be gutting them. You need to be shanking these motherfuckers and letting their intestines just ride on stage. What the fuck is this shit, man?
Oh my god.
Slice them up. Slice them and fucking dice them. What the fuck is this?
874.
Oh no.
Bellevue Drive, and I'm gonna kill you with my AR-15. Like, that's the type of messages they were leaving in this dude's
largest leftist streamer, by the way.
And he's resigning.
Oh,
he's literally, this is his last term.
Threats to this man.
So,
wow.
So I think that people are a lot more radical. It's hurt poor people that they can afford housing in Berkeley. I don't know how.
Well, my understanding is that the property owners who have properties there choose just not to rent it at all.
Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers. And murder those motherfuckers. Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods, dude.
Oh my god. So the communist Antifa terrorist ringleader has a large Twitch channel where he tells his audience to murder landlords and capitalists? This looks like terrorists, man. Antifa terrorist alert. Hassan Piker, proud member of Antifa, calls for violence. Hello? Hello, government? Government! Bro, we're literally on the winning side of history, and I'm never going to stop enjoying it. Holy shit. Also, I'm just saying, he's crazy. He's a crazy man. Now, if you thought that shit got really bad, so we all agree, Antifa is currently a designated terrorist organization in the United States. Colossal, massive W. We fucking take those every single day.
I'm trying to fucking find where this bitch is,
Alright, we absolutely love this. That is everything we've ever supported, we've ever loved. Alright, good. I'm glad we're on the same page.
How are we able to offer the Percy dining set for just $2.95? At Living Spaces, we design furniture with affordable, durable, stylish materials. We build the products ourselves or source directly from the factory to keep costs low while maintaining a high level of quality. It's important for us to cut out as many middlemen as possible so we can be flexible and pass on incredible savings to you, and even offer free shipping as soon as next day so you can enjoy your dining set as early as tomorrow with prices as low as this. Imagine what other deals you'll find only at Living Spaces.
Living Spaces.
Europe, still mega cut. Now, Europe at least recognizes Hamas as a terrorist organization, right? Right? That is an actual terrorist organization. Like, the entire world agrees Hamas is a terrorist organization, which Hassan Piker, by the way, supports. Also, I just wanted to
Alright
give
guys, I'm gonna head out. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you. Where the fuck is
my
this
boy
bitch, dude?
by the name of Drew Pavlo, alright? The Drew Pavlo. Bro dropped a 20-minute long compilation with.
Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna save this game.
For political violence.
And
definitely enjoy
I'm
that.
gonna go have some coffee and play some Resident Evil 4 remake. Appreciate it, guys.
No commentary, 20 straight minutes of Hassan endorsing and calling for political violence. Make of that what you